The increase in knowledge, we're now able to understand what are the impacts of this climate change. How is the climate changing? How is it impacting the different sectors? And also, because of that information, how should our strategies in terms of building resilience, adapting to those changes, what is it that needs to be done? So the increase in knowledge on climate change is revolutionizing the way we do our forecasting. There is a lot of demand from the sectors. Agriculture, for example, one case I can give is the drought that we experienced in Zambia in 2023-2024 season. From the meteorological point of view, there has been increase in demand. And so that demand has also pushed us to say, how can we meet the needs of the people to address things like droughts, floods, extreme heat, strong winds, and those aspects also are as a result of climate change, because these are the things that scientists have been talking about to say, because of climate change, we are going to have increased intensity in terms of severe weather, flooding, high intensity rainfall, high temperatures, strong winds, and all those extreme weather events. Early warning information in terms of high intensity rainfall, strong winds, that happen within a short period of time. Within 6 hours, damage has been caused. And the knowledge we've been developing across the globe in understanding how these extreme weather events happen has shown us that it's much more accurate to produce information in a short period of time. For example, in the next 6 hours, the accuracy is very high for us to predict a storm. The accuracy is very high for us to predict strong winds and such extreme weather events. So nowcasting is very, very critical to delivering accurate and timely early warning information to especially the vulnerable communities. From the Met Department, we issue a variety of products and services. So we start at a longer time scale. We start with a seasonal forecast. When we produce a seasonal forecast, we sit with stakeholders to identify which areas, which locations, which communities are vulnerable as the rain season starts. We identify what are the likely hazards and the risk areas. And then as the season starts, we start breaking this down into daily forecasts and nowcasting products that we now share with the disaster management and the mitigation unit to disseminate to reach the vulnerable communities, but also to prepare response. What should they do at the seasonal scale? We identify the hazards, we plan for the responses that are likely to happen, and then when we break it down now to 6-hour forecast, 24-hour forecast, people have already prepared and action can be taken. But we also have different ways of sharing this information through different platforms. We have partnerships with some community radio stations. We have developed an SMS portal where people register to receive this early warning information. So basically, we generate the information at different time scales. We share with the disaster management and mitigation unit and other stakeholders who are involved in the preparing for action. And then we also inform the community of what are the hazards that are likely during the season. We can generate a lot of information which we feel is very important, but from the perspective of the users, it might not be useful because of the way it's packaged, because of the language used. So we want to strengthen the collaboration with the users so that we understand their needs and we start developing these messages, this information together with them. The WISER project, it's doing a number of things. One of the things it's doing is strengthen the capacities of the staff in the Met services. For example, at the Zambia Meteorological Department, all our forecasters now have been trained, have been introduced to new techniques of generating early warnings. They've been introduced to data sets that are useful to generating early warning information at different time scales so that we can warn communities. But also, the critical aspect that has been done is the strengthening the interface with partners, but also the user communities. So co-producing this information, sitting down with the user community to receive feedback in terms of how they want this information to be, how it should be packaged, how it should be disseminated to them, and what language it should be packaged in is very, very critical. The next step for us is we are in the process of creating a roadmap so that we continue doing this, disseminating this information, expanding beyond Kanyama, expanding to other vulnerable communities, expanding to other provinces so that we cover the whole country. One of the things that we are also looking at is provide information to our local authorities to address the issue of drainages, because even the design of drainages should be informed by weather and climate data so that they provide adequate drainages that can withstand even the extreme of weather events. We have a number of stakeholders. The key stakeholders for us is the communities that are at the forefront of these extreme weather events, that are there where these extreme weather events are wreaking havoc. We also have the different sectors. You have the agriculture, because if we have extreme storms, for example, the damage to agriculture can be very huge. A good part of our population is into agricultural activities, so extreme weather events can impact our economy directly through agriculture. But also we have water resource management. What we noted just in the past month, where we had extreme weather events that affected the dams, and the dams could not hold that water. Energy is very critical for us. Lack of water means we don't have enough energy to run, support most of activities in our economy. Health is very critical also. Normally, when we have extreme rainfall, uh, diarrheal diseases start prevailing, malaria begin to rise because of the water that is there. For us, now casting information services are very critical. Apart from the economic value that they give through reducing the impact on the different sectors, through reducing the economic losses that come with extreme weather events. I think it makes sense that all med services should integrate this as part of their products portfolio. And then, of course, improving the confidence of the products, because at a shorter time scale, these forecasts are very, very accurate, and therefore the users will develop that confidence for all the products that will be given by the med services, and therefore the uptake will be high, and the impact from these services will also grow big.